Hello, everybody. My name is Francesco Botta. I'm product manager for 5G roaming enablement in Deutsche Telekom Global Carrier. And I'm here today to talk to you about our innovation in the 5G roaming arena. If we look at the current situation in the market, what we can say is that 5G standalone will totally transform the telecommunication industry. And even more, the roaming industry, because 5G is designed as an architecture to support the new broadband that is 3 times faster than the previous technologies. It is designed to support massive machine-to-machine communication to enable up to 1 million devices per square kilometer, compared to previous technology was only about 10,000 devices. And most importantly, it's designed to support ultra-reliable low latency communication. So to have communication in some scenarios where the interaction between the elements is less than 10 milliseconds. But if we stay in the roaming side, what we can for sure say that the major disruption of 5G, it's its security focus, is introducing the concept of end-to-end security, in a way driving the security to be for the first time a business requirement and not anymore a technological solution that was offered afterwards to operators or introduced afterwards by operators. But this new security framework is conflicting with the parallel requirement to have an operable network, because operability aspects that are necessary, that were present also in previous technologies, are now confronted with this new need to introduce this end-to-end security, and also conflict with sometimes the needs to have a flexible solution to enable operators to migrate from one integration to another, from one solution to another, while interconnecting to the roaming parts. If we then look, what does this mean for the marketplace? Is what we see is 5G at the moment means something different to the different type of operators, depending on what their focus is. Because if you have operators that are focusing on the on consumer side, for them 5G mostly means the new G, so the new speed. While operators that are focusing on enterprises, they see in 5G the possibility to have a stronger offer around campus networks or network slicing offering. But also, instead, operators that are focusing on IoT business, they are the ones that have that are more attentive to the 5G capabilities, because with 5G they now can get more control on the routing, on the quality of service, on the quality of experience that they provide to their customers. And this brings us to the need that the marketplace has, that is the fact that we need to start to, as an industry, we need to evolve. We need to start to cooperate more actively, because if security was the first disruption of 5G, the second one for sure is the fact that it's a software-driven architecture. So it is an environment that is designed to have core components talk to each other, and what better represent cooperation than an API? And this brings us to our solution that is about providing a collaborative environment for operators, a way for operators to cooperate between themselves and different technology providers in order to test the new aspects of 5G and being able to test some hypotheses before making strategic decisions. And what we want to do with our collaborative environment is to enable them to test all the security aspects of 5G and see how those security aspects, for example, also impact the way roaming value-added services are provided. And also evaluate how additional roaming value-added service could be provided also thanks to the API-based architecture that 5G enabled. In addition, in our environment, we enable also testing for the low latency roaming, and now local breakout, regional breakout, or best effort scenarios could be still used depending on different scenarios. And lastly, we want also to enable testing about the network orchestration environment in a cross-border scenario. So how network slicing roaming can work between different operators. In other words, so we want to enable our partners make ponderate decisions before running into strategic design. And in this regards, for us, what is important is recognizing that 5G is designed in all its aspects to enable everything to connect to everything everywhere. So this means that our customers, so the operators, are now confronted with the opportunities, with the challenge that consumers have additional demand. The consumer demand are changing, either if they are say on the move, or if they are in their own country or in their own locations. But it's also changing the way not only consumer work, but also IoT requirement works, because there are researchers that say that while the 5G devices, IoT 5G devices, will count only for 4% of the devices by 2026, they will be responsible of 8% of the active roaming. So this means that also IoT roaming requirement will change, will move from being pure best effort scenarios in more active roaming scenarios. And in addition, also 5G is bringing the concept of ultra reliable low latency scenario. So the concept of having quality of service and quality of experience in non-human scenarios interacting between IoT devices and any network elements, and requires to have it in a more reliable way, driving the industry to move away from purely best effort interactions. So most probably, once we talk about roaming, operators will need different routes toward the same destination when it comes to different use cases. And we can for sure say that quality of experience is most probably the third disruption of 5G, after security and after the software-driven architecture. In our collaborative environment, what we are offering is a part of the technology. We offer an environment of operators where partners can come to test with and test different scenarios depending on their focus. We have operators in several regions of the world, and we also by design preferred to integrate with different technology partners in order to enable also end-to-end testing in different configurations, and enable also cross-vendor integrations to enable our partners really test what is really going to happen in the real world. In terms of technology, okay, we are focusing on all the pillars of 5G, and in particular focusing on the roaming aspects. So enabling operators to test all the security aspects of 5G, so to test their direct SEP-to-SEP interconnection and monitor the support that a carrier can bring in this communication. We also offer mechanism to test hosted SEP scenarios versus outsourced SEP, and to focus also on network slicing roaming, enabling operators to test how the network slice quality and over could work, and how the slice mapping could work once crossing the border. The other major aspects that we also offer is the possibility to test the low latency roaming, so to enable operators to see for which scenarios a home routing is sufficient compared to a low latency need that could be implemented via local or regional breakouts. and providing flexibility to operators on how to swap between one routing scenarios to the other. Okay, in terms of evolution from our activity first of all, is to work with our partners. And because we are strongly believer that the best winner of this technology transition that 5G is bringing is cooperation. So we need to work together, understand what are the additional use cases we could jointly test, and test how different solutions could be brought to market in order to satisfy our customers. Because at the end, the winners will be the one that bring values, and not the reactionary player that would like to keep roaming as it was in the past. So thank you for having this opportunity, and I welcome your questions.